Hey everybody. All right, let's start over. I didn't even know I started it. I must have fat fingered it. I hope you didn't catch any cursing in there because I didn't know what was going on. So deeply apologize if you did. We'll give everyone a minute here. And then we need to know if we can get a sound check. There's nobody on there. This is bad. It's going badly. One person, Summer Gilliam. Hello, Summer. Can we get a sound check? 2 people. Sorry, everybody. Sound is good. All right, Kayla, thank you. We were having some trouble there. That was my fault. Probably I fat fingered it, I think, while I was getting ready, figuring out how we're going to do this. And sorry. That's the business of live stuff. All right. So we'll give everyone a second here. My arm's getting tired. We're not in our usual place. As you guys know, we're at my mom's today. We got 8 people. Sound is good. Hello, Jan, Cody, Summer, thank you. Everyone, if you're watching, let us know where you're watching from, please. It's always interesting to hear that and see that. So this is like think of this as like a 1-year checkup, although It's not really been a year. It's been almost a year since my mother's Therapool D was installed, and we did, I don't remember when we came, Mary. I feel like it could have been December.
Also chilly.
It was chilly.
Yeah.
So, I don't remember. Hi, Judy. So, anyway, we've got 7 people on here. Let's give everyone a few minutes. I sort of messed that up, so we probably have people on jumping over and acting weird because I hit the Ohio, LaGrange, Ohio. Cool. Hollywood, Maryland. Awesome, everybody. 9. Sorry for the confusion on the startup. That was my fault. All right, we'll wait another second, then we'll start chatting. All right, the dogs in the neighborhood are out and about.
Dogs and birds.
All right, North Carolina, awesome. Spokane. Which is it?
I think it's
Kane? Spokane, Washington. Very cool. Very cool. 13. All right, everybody. Again, sorry for the confusion on the startup there. I think we've got it nailed now. Okay, so today we're gonna talk about a few things. We're gonna actually show, and the questions we got were regarding a Therapool D, was perfect timing. And White Plains, Judy, awesome. But we're gonna talk about, my mother has questions, so they're probably the same questions that a lot of you guys have. So we're gonna let her ask them live. That should be fun. I think that's fun. I hope it'll be fun. And if she's gentle. And then we're going to talk about what my mother does in there for exercise. If you guys recall, she had a brief fight with cancer and kicked its butt. So now she's exercising in there. We're going to talk about that. And apparently we're going to talk about weight-bearing stuff too, also, which is definitely necessary, but the swim spot, not the best place for that. So we'll talk about that a little bit too. Next, we're going to talk about little maintenance. Then we'll do questions from you guys. Then we're going to look at some of the exercises my mother does in there. And Gary, of course. So this should be pretty good. All right. Let's swing this around. There. And Mary, you hop in there too. I'll stand back. All right. Good to see you guys. So we also figured we'd let you guys see them open this up. And these stairs, if you guys recall, I'm going to show this stuff. You guys can get up and wander around if you want to. If you guys recall, the end of this, the cover lifters weren't taken into account when the deck was built, so this had to be adjusted. So when we came here last time, this piece was actually gone. So now it's filled in right, and it wasn't a huge opening, but it felt a little shaky, a little unsafe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys open it on camera.
And they have the hydraulic lifters that are often used with the swim spas, and you can see how easy it is, especially with their install. I'll switch with you here. With their install with this platform that is the length of the swim spa, it makes the covers really easy to open.
There you go. That looks pretty easy. So everyone pause right there. This little message goes out to Brad in Kona. Texted me at 4:05 to ask me where he can find the live. So I got the text coming on the phone that I'm using, Brad. Turn on Facebook.
Here.
Telling you what, we're in the middle of the live and he's... No, he found it. Now he texted me right back. Got it. Brad, calling you out on the live. That's what you get. Okay. Very good. Very good. Okay, so I have a rule. It's a new rule. When someone gets in a hot tub, a chili goat, a swim spa, we don't film it because they could be a 10. No one can maintain dignity climbing in a hot tub or a swim spa ever. It's impossible. It doesn't matter how flawless your body is. It can't be done. No dignity. So we're gonna let them jump in, and you're gonna look at Mary and I while they do that. That's the new rule. I'm instituting that rule.
Actually, we can answer one question
Would you like me to hold that?
ahead of time while we're doing that.
My mother's questions.
We'll answer those after, but this one, I want to swim, and my sister wants a therapy seat. Can I do both? And that's from Terry in South Carolina. So, Terry, and we'll talk about this a little bit more later, but the Therapool really isn't made for swimming. You can definitely exercise while someone is sitting in the therapy seat. In any of the other swim spas, you can really be able to swim and someone can sit in the therapy seat. Like trainer 12, trainer 15. Although the trainer 12, it depends on how tall you are. If you're very tall, like at that 6 foot mark, you might kick the person sitting in the hot tub seat. But 15 foot definitely.
For a 6 foot tall swimmer, we really like the 15 footer. Unless you just have a space. But I want you to try it first to make sure you are comfortable swimming in that. Because a 6 foot tall person at full stretch is long.
And your sister just has to be okay with being splashed if you're kicking. That's all.
We're okay with it. Splash her. All right.
All right.
Here we go.
Back to the Therapool D.
Halloween time.
Okay.
Okay. So I've got your questions here. I'll leave there. All right. So I'm gonna head back here so I can get you both in there. And if I might add, your water is flawless and 10 months old.
11. It's almost
11. Okay.
basically.
So that's 11-month-old water. Water doesn't look any better than that. It cannot look better than that water looks.
It's absolutely perfect.
It's absolutely perfect. That water is better than my water. It is. It is. Absolutely. So soft tread looks amazing. Headrests are perfect. Everything is absolutely awesome. Somebody's listening. Which one of you is taking care of the water?
Not me. I don't do that. He does the water.
Gary?
Yes.
Do whatever you did, do it again.
Okay.
Okay. So, let's see. Where do you want to start, Mare?
I guess maybe just refresh how they use the swim spa.
Okay.
How they have been using it now that you've had it for a while, and what you like to do in it. I think this is a good time for that.
So, why don't you guys give us a recap on why you went with the swim spa and what the goal was, and then what you're doing now and where it fits in and how it's going. How's that? Ready, go.
Well, I called Ben right after a live, and I said, I really need this to keep my body feeling good because I take medication after breast cancer, which makes you hurt. Everything hurts. And so this really makes a big difference. My favorite time to come in is the winter. I mean, it's fabulous in the winter. The summer, I think we still need to get a sun sail or something in here because it's too much sun.
Tell me about it.
As Ben will tell you, because both my kids have had surgeries on their heads and foreheads because of the sun. And it's something that you should think about. And when you come in to keep your water this perfect, you can't wear your sunscreens.
Right.
You can't wear oils, and we don't. We shower first, so that's how we keep the water clean because we don't go crazy. And a lot of the questions, we've done things that maybe they tell you that you're not supposed to do, but Ben always says, if it's clear, get in it. And that's what we do. We don't really test it. We've maybe used a test strip a couple times. It's just easy. So for exercise, I do more than Gary does. He really just comes in for muscles, for his neck, for his knees. I exercise more in here. I always do step downs every time I get in because that's the way I'm keeping my knees good.
Actually, can I pause you right there? Can I
Sure.
ask how old you guys are? Share your age, please.
I I'm 76, and Gary's a little younger.
41.
He's 74.
41. 42.
49. No.
49. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
So
Step downs.
it's just, I've always exercised. As probably all of you know, Ben had a gym for a long time. And I've been exercising for a long time, lifting weights. My husband Gary teaches Tai Chi, which we do. And he teaches three or four classes. That's a lot. And that keeps us from falling. It keeps us limber. It keeps our knees working. It helps our shoulders. It keeps our muscles. And we need it. And so in here, the step downs are the most important for me. Any kind of stretches in here is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yep.
But we did talk about weight bearing today. And unfortunately, even if you're moving in the spa, you're not really, your feet need to hit the floor. And
Right.
you're taking all your weight off your body.
For bone density,
bone
you want
density.
a mix of some both for sure. But
So
you
that-
had a scan today.
So I went today for a scan. It's been 2 years. Mine's a little bit worse. I don't have osteoporosis, but I do have what they call osteopenia. So because our hormones really, they affect us all our lives, especially women.
Yeah.
And our hormones go up and down and up and down. And so they're taking mine away. So I have to be very careful and do as much as I possibly can. This spa has been a godsend.
Okay.
It is probably the best thing we've ever gotten.
Wow.
Because
What about me?
Strong statement.
What?
I know that, but it's like, it's just.
We didn't tell her to say this, folks.
Yeah.
But
Jeez.
it really is. I mean, obviously our children are
Oh
really
yeah.
important,
Right
but-
after the swim spa.
but the swim spa for us, I mean, for me, a new car is not a big deal. It's not me. It's not him for either, because he doesn't fix his dings anyway. But I mean, to get this and to have
Everyone knows you don't care about cars,
I
Gary.
don't care about cars at all. As long as they're
As long as
running.
they get me where I want to go.
Yep.
So, but it's just important, and we don't go in every day. We probably go in every other day. Some maybe more on the weekends. But I try on the days that I work out, that I do lift weights, I try to come in on those days because I do feel better. And I have problems with my neck, and this really helps.
Oh yeah.
And we've learned, where to sit and which spot. And I mean, this here on your back is heaven. And
It's actually ridiculous looking how many jets this thing has.
And it hits your piriformis muscle.
Whoa.
It helps all the way down your legs. I have IT band problems that I roll, but it's still wonderful in here. It works wonderfully. And anything for your neck. I don't really use the seat that much. I will say that I really don't. I could do better with my neck, probably in this seat and that seat. But Gary likes just standing there.
Yeah.
How could you not? It's crazy.
So, but we've, if you want to go through the questions, because
We'll hit the questions next. I want to hear from Gary a little bit.
Okay.
All right, Papa Gary.
I go most of the times Connie goes in, probably every other day. I do it for a little different reasons than Connie. I do it for relaxation. I work out a lot. I'm at the Y all the time, and I teach classes in Tai Chi and martial arts. So when I come home, I'm tired. My muscles are aching, and it's like heaven. I just get into this nice therapeutic spa. I put on the jets where I need to be, and I put them on the muscles that hurt. And I like to stay in there for about 42 hours, but unfortunately, this thing will shut down after 20 minutes. 15, 20 minutes, which is a good thing, because you're not supposed to be in
Yep,
these
that's
things
a
forever,
federal
right?
safety law, right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's a law. So then we get out, we rinse off, and we just relax. I'm usually asleep in 5 minutes, so that ends my day.
Fantastic.
So we enjoy it. This therapeutic pool was put in correctly.
Oh, yeah.
It was done with a lot of time. Not so much time, but a lot of care.
Yeah.
And the people who put their efforts into it did a great job. And I want to thank Ben and Mary for making sure that it was done properly.
Thank
It was
you.
really Ben, but
Okay, Mary, you're part of it too.
thanks.
She's part of everything. I'm in charge of installs. That's mine, okay? Mary's the smart one. Everybody knows that. I'm okay with it. The installs are mine. That's my world, okay? So, okay, here we go. Mary, you're back on there. So, absolutely amazing. It's sort of fun. They have, like, they speak the lingo.
Yeah.
That was adorable. I still have the video of my mother harassing me. She was mocking me, talking about a swim spa at like a Thanksgiving or Christmas or something years ago, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and her mocking what I say when I'm doing the lives. We got to figure out how to play that sometime because it is awesome. So, okay. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to have these guys, my mother in particular, show us a couple of things that she does for her exercises. And the step downs, I love you for nailing those, Mom. They're the most important thing.
Now, I mean, Mary, you can tell me this because I normally hold on.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Because, you know, to do the step down in here,
That's a big step.
It's a big step. And again, for me, it's perfect. And it's the only way I can keep my knees.
I think it's great.
I do 30, I do 3 sets of 12.
So what I'm seeing there is you're barely holding on. So if you take that down to 2 fingers, one finger, it's even more stability. So you do want to get as much of the stability in there as you can, but at the same time, if you're falling over every rep, well, then that's not getting you anywhere anyway.
Correct.
So that's perfect. That looks fantastic.
So I do these every time I come in here because I got to keep my knees working.
I mean, we do them.
Yeah.
It's very important. This is probably the number one thing for knee health, period. So everybody, if you're not doing your step downs, if you're only going to do one thing, do those. Okay?
And then obviously any kind of stretching that I want to do is perfect in here too. I mean, it's hard to keep yourself in position in here is fine, but it's hard to do all these, but any kind of stretching just feels wonderful. So I always do these. What I'm going to show you, I don't really use this very much. It's too hard for me to pull.
Yeah.
It's too taut. And I did my own thing.
Show us.
And got some, it's the same basic thing. I'm having a little rust on them because I'm bad. I leave them in here. Gary, just give me a little. So anyway, this is something I use, and I got these on Amazon, and they do tell you the weight. This is a 30 pound. So again, it has to be fairly short because I have to end right here. And if you're in a swim spa, you've got more room. Yeah. But we don't have as much room. So again, I'm pulling. It's hard to be. I just changed this from.
There you go. You lean back a little bit and get it. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Then you got to counterbalance yourself.
Again, I'm doing 12, and then you could do it this way. You could turn it around, do it over your head, which I don't do all the time.
You can see the shoulder muscles.
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, again,
awesome.
I have to plant my feet because I have to. So again, you're doing these as many as you want to. Then my neck's going to hurt that night, but I still have to do them. And then again in the water too. And I will come in here first and do exercises, and then we'll turn it on. So Gary will come in because he does not do this.
Yeah.
He goes to the Y and lifts weights. I lift weights here, and I do it in here. So it just makes me feel good. I've been lifting weights a long time. For all of you older women that don't lift weights, you need to do it.
Say that one more time.
For all older women, you need to lift weights. You need to maintain your muscles. Mm-hmm. And I have so many friends that do not do anything, and they need to. And then you also need to maintain your stability, which Gary teaches. Yeah. You need to maintain your balance. Yeah. And you're doing it in here because you're trying to make yourself stand up straight. Yeah. Yep. So you're helping your balance in here also. So anyway, this is what I did. I got these on Amazon. These are all different weights. I think there's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Wow, okay.
And then you could just go up, and they're getting a little careful.
It comes just like that with the D-rings and the handles?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Wow, I never saw that.
But I changed something because everything was rusting. So
okay.
I changed these.
Okay.
Goodbye, plastic one.
So it works perfectly.
Yeah.
And then it gives you the,
the
weights. You know what you're doing. And I leave them in here, which I shouldn't. as they're rusting.
Well, we appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
That's it. And again, I've been lifting weights for 25 years, 23 years.
Yeah.
23 years.
Yeah.
I still have pretty good muscles.
You do.
Awesome.
Absolutely awesome. You look fantastic. Okay. Fantastic. All right. Let's do the questions.
Yeah.
All right, Mary, I'm going to let you film.
Okay.
And I'll get down there with
There you
Gary.
go. All right.
Let me sneak by here.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I'm going to hold them. You guys can...
Okay, can I have to put my glasses on? No,
You
I'm
just
all
come
right.
closer.
I'm all right. Okay. All right. It says Ben questions at the top, and I said perfect water.
They do have very perfect water.
I have nothing to say. That never happens.
See how squeaky clean this is? We never touched it. Squeaky clean. No scum on it.
Okay.
They're almost arrogant about it. They're almost arrogant about
They
it.
should be, though. I mean, their water is amazing. You should be proud. Yeah.
We're never gone longer than a week.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
the other thing. So we're asking Ben, do we drain the water?
Okay.
It's almost a year.
Okay, so this is a question that we get a lot. When someone just dials the water right in the beginning, it gets to that year mark, should we do it? It's a judgment call. So the only thing I'll say is if you're in a warmer climate where you're not dealing with the winter like we're about to get hammered in winter, I would say run it. Absolutely run it. The problem here is that if we have 1.5 feet of snow and all of a sudden the water decides to start misbehaving and you need to change it with 1.5 feet of snow, it just makes it a pain in the butt. So I like the 1 year, and I think I'd recommend still doing it even though the water is that perfect. But honestly, it's a judgment call. So if you're comfortable with it, I'm going to leave it up to you. I can't say that you have to because it looks flawless. And you weren't in here, so they weren't in here in 2 days. We opened up the covers right now, and that's what the water looked like. So this water is in great shape.
When you initially fill it, is it from your hose? Or did you use a pool?
No, we use a hose.
Okay.
But we have city water.
Yeah,
We
right, okay.
city water.
Clearly the water is awesome.
Yeah.
And not all city water. So
Correct.
anyone watching this, geographically, wherever you are, your city water may be crap.
Horrible.
We go to some places that the water that comes out of the tap is not great. And that's just, there's nothing that can be done about that. It just has to be dealt with. Clearly, they're having good water, come out of the tap here, that's for sure, because it's gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to leave that with sort of a non-answer.
Well, if we are, you'll be coming over to help us.
We'll do that. Well, you know what? This was, can you see me?
Yeah.
So this is my grandparents' house. So Christmas time, we would come over. My grandfather was quite a guy. He would say, hey, Benjamin, before we get to presents, let's go get the sticks out of the yard. So coming here at Christmas and working is not a problem. We'll do it on Christmas.
Okay, all right.
Just like
If you even have to.
Just like old times. Right. Okay, cool.
Okay, the next question is protect the cover and flip the foam, whatever that means.
Okay. Yeah, I want to do that. So it's a lot of people don't realize there's cover maintenance. Good question. I didn't even see that on there. I did glance at it. So it is a good question. Inside these zippers, you can see that right there. There's a zipper.
Here, I'll show it over here.
Yep.
This is a zipper here.
Oh, okay.
So there's 4 panels, and each one can be unzipped, taken out, rotated, and then put back in. It's like flipping a mattress, okay? And it really does lengthen the life of the cover. This cover is the new Sunbrella material. It looks brand new after this year. It looks absolutely perfect. It looks better. Everything here looks better than mine. No question about that. So, and when you say protect the cover, you're talking about the
Putting
303.
something on,
So
yes.
they do make a 303 fabric protectant, and that's the one you want to get, not these same old 303,
Right.
Vinyl type protectant for the.
It's an
whole-
outdoor fabric.
Yeah, it's like an outdoor fabric protectant, and it's fantastic. I encourage you to do that, and I encourage you to flip.
And that is if you have the new Sunbrella material cover, you can use that vinyl protectant on the 303 on the older cover if you still have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you would do it now, or you do it in the spring?
Probably doesn't matter which. I mean, you're about at the year mark, so it's probably time to do it. You want to do it once a year. It wouldn't hurt you especially on a Therapool D. It's an 11-foot cover as opposed to a 15 or an 18 or a 19-foot cover. So it's probably less critical on this. But this cover will last forever if we do that maintenance on there, and it's just fantastic. So I'd like to do it. It's not hard. It just takes 2 people. So.
Because again, we obviously this is tall,
Right.
and so even to change the filters, you have to get either a ladder or do it from the inside.
Do it from the inside, right.
And then, it's very difficult to reach for us to flip anything.
We will why don't we do that together?
Okay.
That might be a good lot.
Yeah.
We'll do it together, and we'll close the covers halfway so the zipper's inside. And one of us will be out on the deck, and one of us will be in, and then we'll be able to do it easily and manhandle from there.
Because I couldn't figure out how we would do it.
Yeah.
So you just flip them and just zip them back up?
Just like a mattress. That's it. But no one does it. Everybody forgets about it.
I have one question then. What are these holes for?
Draining.
Oh, that's a drain hole.
Yep.
Okay, I see. When water gets
Draining.
in.
Yeah.
So water comes up and gets trapped in there, and that lets it's just attempting to let the water come back out so that the cover stays light as long as it possibly can.
Okay. Very good. No, no, that.
All right.
Next question.
Okay, hate to admit this, but we've never changed the Echo Pure.
Well,
So
I mean, they haven't. It's not a year yet.
That's the orange
it's
filters.
6 months.
So
Yeah,
we've
I mean-
never done it.
So the correct answer is the EcoPure should be changed at the 6-month mark. They never did it, but obviously they know what they're doing with the water, so let's just do it.
Okay,
Let's do it.
we do have.
I did take it out, and I did rinse it out.
Yep.
So I do that. So then I put it back in, but it's flawless. It looks this is nice.
You know, they just sort of run out of
The minerals, yeah.
Oh,
Can't
okay.
tell the
So
difference.
it looks, and especially with this water, it will look perfect.
Yeah.
So that's sort of normal.
Okay, that's minerals in there. All right.
Okay, next question. We've never cleaned the filter in cleaner.
Okay.
We've only rinsed.
Rinsed. So that makes 2 of us. So the question was, they've never used filter cleaner, which is a degreaser on these filters. They've only rinsed. They're so particular about the water with showering first and not letting sunscreen or lotions in there. It's not a problem. What happens is if you get sunscreen in those filters, it plugs up those filters. And then you need to use the filter cleaner, which is really just a degreaser, and that will break all that junk down and clean it out. So they haven't really had the need to do that. So I think you should continue doing exactly what you're doing. I wouldn't change a thing. Also, if you think you're the only one who didn't change the EcoPure,
Oh, right, yeah.
oh,
I kind of knew that. 'Cause
right.
We kind of follow what you do.
Well, I don't mean just me. I mean everyone.
Right, yeah, yeah.
But then-
Everyone does it at the year mark or whenever they think about it. Like, oh, geez, I didn't do it. You know, if you're really good with the water, which you guys are, the water is always going to be good because you're managing the water. The EcoPure helps. So that's it. Okay, just keeping that chlorine levels down. But you guys are so tight with it, it's not going to have that profound a difference because you're doing a great job. Make sense?
Yeah. We had one question here. Is the Sunbrella cover an option when ordering? So if you're ordering something new, it's automatically going to come with any new hot tub or swim spa that you order. If you are ordering a new cover and you're ordering it from your dealer, it should also be the Sunbrella material. That's the only cover that is included or that Master Spas has right now. So, okay.
I don't have one, and I want one. Susan. Okay, they are 27% lighter. I don't think things stick to it the same as the vinyl. I mean, looking at this one, it's a year old. It looks like the day we put it on.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next one is basically Gary's question because I didn't feel it's necessary. He wants an additional cover to keep more heat from escaping in the winter. But these are so well insulated that I don't see the need of putting a tarp over it, and then you have to take that off to get
Right.
in it. And if you don't get in it all the time,
the whole thing is that if the snow is not melting off the cover, it's insulated as much as it's going to be. Right. So nothing else is really going to make that much of a difference. It would be something different to wrap it up if you were not using it, but since you're using it, I don't think I would do that. I think I would just keep going like you're going, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
We did have to rake the snow off of it, so
right.
I always do,
that's
but
good. Well, that means that it's well insulated.
But as soon as they take the snow off, any residual snow is always melted. We get a lot of sun here, and it goes away. Yeah, that was my question, if I should put in additional cover. The reason being, if you look out in the morning on both sides where those little black flaps come down,
Little heat
obviously they're for breathing. That's
Yep.
the only thing I could think of, and you'll see the smoke coming out because it's the warm air, the cold air.
Sure.
And I was just wondering if heat was escaping from there. You know, should I put something over that? You know, that was my question. You know, if I see smoke coming out of somewhere, should I put
on the
it
hinges of the cover, you're seeing some of the steam come out, some of the heat and the steam. I mean, if you feel it's excessive, that could be something you could address. Again, I'm not sure it's going to make that much of an actual difference on your efficiency. You know what I mean?
And then I thought about it, and I says, well, you're putting chlorine in the water. You need some of that gas to escape.
Well, you should. I mean, clearly you're off gassing with the cover open. Otherwise, your headrest would look like trash.
Mike Wright says hi to everybody.
Hey, Michael. Yep. So I probably still wouldn't bother.
Wouldn't bother, okay.
Because I think you're going to get sick of it after 3 days of opening it up.
Yeah,
but, you know, just take a little video, show me how much steam is coming out of there.
It's not much. It's just cold air hitting the hot warm air because you need some breathing going on.
And you know, it's if you take the covers, you have all the little flaps and everything. It takes a second to put them in there correctly, and then you can push the cover in and tighten it up. So, you know, you can make sure it's sealed up all the way. I mean, I typically slam mine shut and run away. I'm gone. So I'm not even looking at it to make sure it's butted all the way up against it. I'm an idiot. So that's that.
Another just quick question, Jan. If you call your dealer that you purchased from to just get that same jet, they can ship it out to you. But replacing it, all of the jets in the swim spa or your hot tub are gasket jets, so they're very easy to take out and replace should you need to. Yep. So they just unlock out of the.
You want me to show you?
Oh, it's telling me to rotate my phone. Yeah, if you could show it just how to really quickly.
We've never done that.
Hold that.
Yeah.
And watch me. There you go.
Am I holding it right?
Down.
Can you see my hand?
Hold it down.
Well, like
Don't
that.
put it in the water.
So you turn it and pull it straight out. Yep. Wow, those are really clean.
They're
very clean.
They're perfect.
But they just lock back into place. So it's very easy to replace if you ever needed to, but it also is a gasket, so it helps to prevent leaking.
Jacket wet.
Jacket wet.
Oh, you want to do that.
All right.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Hopefully that answered your question, Jan. All right. Is that all of their questions there?
I believe it is.
Let me see.
Filters.
Oh.
So we have never changed out our filters.
Yeah, we have never changed out our filters. How long do they last?
Okay. So the textbook answer for how long the filters last is 1 year. That is assuming normal abuse. Those filters?
Yeah.
Honestly, I would continue running them. I'm sure they're flawless.
I feel like when they're bad when they're bad, I mean, Gary said they're perfectly clean. Yeah.
You know, you find those little seeds from the trees that get in there. You just pull them out, and you take what do they call those around the filter? You separate them and you clean them.
Oh, the pleats, yeah.
In there, I just use the hose, clean them out. When they're nice and clean, put them back in a bucket, bring them over here, and put them back in. That's all I do.
Yeah.
And I've never had a problem. I have brand new filters that I have in the garage for the swim spa, but I really don't need to put them in. You know?
Run them.
So I just run them.
And
they don't smell or anything, so I know that.
And of course we do use the bend method, so we do put chlorine in a little bit every time when we get out. And then we do put the other one, the
Shock.
you know, every couple of weeks. It might be 2 or 3 weeks. It depends. Sometimes they'll say it doesn't need it, although I'll say, well, maybe it does. Until he gets guilty and does it.
I mean, your headrests are...
Yeah, everything looks so great.
The cup holder is flawless. All of your diverter and air valves don't have 1% of fade on them. Keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. And it's funny, I have not looked, you know, the last couple of times we've been here, I don't think I looked in this.
No, you looked at, we thought we might have a little tiny crack.
Yeah, but there wasn't.
But we can't see. It's still there.
Just a mark. Yeah, I think that was the last time I even looked at it.
We have one other question that we got. Do you want to just read it off your phone? I have your phone. I'll read it off my phone. And you actually can help us with this. So this is from Carolyn in North Carolina. Perfect timing. I am a 5'8" older woman. Do you know the width of the Therapool D's floor between the side seating areas? Also, I have been told by my closest dealer that the floor of the Therapool D is wide and long enough for me to do aerobic exercises. For example, kick one leg forward, then to the side, then back without hitting the side. I was also told I could swim breaststroke and hold on to the bar and flutter kick. Does this sound about right to you both? So, go ahead.
I'm not 5'8". I'm 4.5. There's plenty of width. I mean, Gary's 5'8",
Yeah.
so you could do that. Stand up. No, stand up. Oh, yeah, you can.
Well, yeah, there he is flutter kicking.
I can go back further.
There's plenty of room for that.
Yep.
10, so.
I will say, because I have tried swimming against this current, it's not a great current to swim against. If you had it on very low, if you diverted most of the pressure away from it, you could probably do a very gentle breaststroke. But the Therapool really isn't designed for swimming because the current really isn't symmetrical in here. It's not designed for that. But you can definitely hold on to the bar and kick. My only concern, Gary, and maybe you can show us, the front and the back kick, you would have no problem. There's plenty of room for that.
So I'm here.
Yep.
All right, you've got to get kind of a general, you know.
Sure, in the middle. Yep.
So I know how long my legs are. So here's the front kick. Plenty
Yep,
of room.
perfect. Yep.
And a back kick. I don't want to kick Connie in the head.
I think you're good.
Fine.
And then just been forward and kick.
Yep. How about to the side?
Not a problem. So again, you just got to put. Now you have to realize on the bottom of this floor, there's a little step up
Right.
about a foot. So you've got to bring your leg up a little bit, you know. So you're here to the side, no problem. Comes right over. Got plenty of room.
Yeah.
To the side.
Great.
To get above the seat.
Right. So there are seats along the edge of the swim spa. You can see the steps and the seats. So you just need to kind of maneuver your legs so that they're not hitting the sides of those seats. But definitely enough room for that. And hopefully that answers your questions.
I think you might be able to swim a little if you use the knee.
Oh, the pull buoy.
I think you might be able to, because then your kick would be up, because
Yep.
otherwise you kick to the sides.
Okay.
But it might work, but we haven't tried it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You never wanted to do that.
Right, yeah.
No, I didn't want to say
Yeah.
But you can kick here. You can also put your hands here. And
Oh, good. Yeah, that's a good idea,
that
too.
works
Yep.
Really well.
Yep.
It actually looks like it's more comfortable.
It is
Yeah.
more comfortable.
That bar,
Right, Mom with a good idea again. That actually looks more comfortable.
that bar there, whoever invented that bar for the, for the therapeutic
Oh, yeah.
spa was probably the best piece there. It's just a simple piece.
Yeah.
But
There's so much you can do from there, yeah.
It does get bolted into the frame. You could drag this thing around with a tow truck.
Yeah.
By
It's
that
a
bar.
great,
It's
great thing to have.
So if anyone was watching and noticed that Gary just looked like he has kicked a few times, or
Yes.
not, I'll remind you that he's like a 50-year martial artist and seventh degree
Wow.
black belt. Seventh.
Awesome.
And you know what? He's such a sweetheart that I just forget that all the time. And then like you watch him put his foot up here and he just puts his foot
Yeah.
up here and he just leaves it. That's why.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
I enjoyed the reminder. I thought that was awesome here. So, how are we doing for time?
I think we're good
I
here.
think we're good.
Awesome. Carolyn, that's great. We're glad we helped you out there. So I'll join Ben over here. Thank you both for having us and for letting us do a almost year recap with you. It was awesome. And
you guys
keep up with the good water.
Your water looks good, and more importantly, you guys look absolutely awesome.
Okay, so we are going to be back in 2 weeks, but we might have to be here on Tuesday because Wednesday we will be traveling for an event. So stay tuned. We're probably going to be doing a Facebook Live on Halloween. So we will see you probably then at 4 o'clock
We should ask Susan.
Eastern. We'll double check on that, but just look at the blurb or on the master.
We'll send notification. We have to ask the boss lady, Susan.
Yep. But probably in 2 weeks, just not on that Wednesday.
Actually,
how much room does the cover lifter? Okay, one quick last question there.
Donna, I'll show you. I'm walking down the stairs backwards. So these are CoverMate 3s. Okay. So I'm guessing that is a foot sticking out on this particular spa. Actually, I'll go over here. There you have it. So it's a foot. I'm gonna go with a foot on this one. And you just want to keep in mind that every swim spa install is a little bit different. So I always want to recommend 18 inches as a general rule of thumb. 18 inches, you can't go wrong. Okay?
All right. We'll see everybody in 2 weeks. Have a great night.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.